Hello, welcome to Wednesday. Here we go. Let's go. We're gonna draw. We're gonna draw. It's gonna be so good. We're drawing really fast, you guys. Gotta get this done. Gotta finish a book. You guys, you don't even know. I got a book to finish. I don't have all night. Hurry up. Gather around. Settle in. We gotta make this fast. April 1st. It's a deadline, you guys. You need that kind of webbing that burn scars have to be lighter skin, but it should not be white skin, just lighter. Especially where it's in shadow. Oh hey, while I've got you here, let me ask you a question. Let's see, okay. Practically no one's watching on Twitch right now. Great. If you're watching, you are watching this on YouTube, and I have a question for you. How much of these live streams do you watch, and how so? Please comment. I would love to know this because my time is such a precious resource, and I've been, my time, so much more valuable than your time. No, you know what I mean. I've got books to do. I've got conventions to prepare for. I've got various, what is that word when you do things for people for money on the side? You know, side hustle stuff to do. You know, what I'm getting at is this. I have been doing a quick kind of editing pass on these and before I upload them, whereas previously I was just like straight out of, as soon as I was done with the stream, I'd just throw it in YouTube, the raw footage. There you go, guys, that's what you get. The big advantage to the editing pass, as far as I can tell, is I'm making a much more succinct video? You know what I mean? I'm not wasting your time. There are lots of times, because I don't have one of those streams with thousands of people where no one's having a conversation, no one's talking. I'm just doing something like making a million little pits in this guy's skin, and those are great points to just fast forward it. You know, just set it to 500 or 1,000 times speed. And you get the gist of it. You see what I'm doing. And if you're here for my witty banter, that's all preserved in the video, because I make sure to keep that stuff in. But it's, you know, another half hour, 45 minutes to an hour for each of those videos that I do. And I don't know if it's worth it, because I don't know how much of the video anyone actually watches. So all that long diatribe to say, hey you YouTube watchers, please let me know. My guess is, I would guess 99% of you, like, will see, oh hey, new video from Josh, let's see, oh it's a live stream, I'll you know, just skim through it real quick, see what he's up to. I can't imagine any of you actually watch the whole thing, but if you do, let me know. I'd like to know if what I'm doing is of any value whatsoever. The other cool thing about editing is I can edit out that kind of garbage. Like, I was just not doing anything arty for the past 2.5 minutes. Just select delete. No one is the wiser. Oh man, and when I blew on this, I managed to spit on my picture. Beautiful. Alright, okay, so I'm gonna need to illustrate necklaces. So I think, let me just double check that I'm illustrating them correctly. So I have the actual that is not a necklace. Not a necklace at all. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so he's got a kind of a cowrie shell wired onto beat up wooden. Let me make sure I'm not confusing it with the other one, because he gets he upgrades his Giver's Hand medallion on his name day when he's 13, and this picture is before that. And so he meets another guy who has a Giver's Hand medallion where I've kind of what is the word? Mirrored? Poetically echoed that. Okay, so here's the other one. So this is Bowmark's one after he turns 13. And this is Pledge Kep's, which means I need to update this picture of Pledge Kept because he's got the wrong little thingy here. He needs, I guess it's pretty close. It's close enough. So, it is this. It's burnt on that side, which is kind of the wrong side, but we'll deal. Bowmark's is gold with a pearl type of thingy. So one thing that I'm really unhappy with is, you can see Bowmark's eye. Let me use this as a caliper here. Right here. Pretty, let's see, let's put it right from corner to corner. It's that long. His face isn't quite head on, so it shouldn't be identical, but I think it's far enough off that it needs help. So I'm not sure if I want to bring the inner corner of the eye closer to the bridge of the nose, or if I want to push the edge of the eye further towards the side of the face. I kind of feel like his face is looking a bit flat because of how much space there is between these two. So that is the way I'm leaning. I'm gonna look at my render here. In fact, let's see what happens if I just add some more reference lines real quick. I just rub this area down. See if I still have my guidelines. I barely still have some guidelines. I think it goes right about there, maybe. Let's see what happens if I just do a mark here. Inside of his eye. And a mark here. The outside. Where does that end up landing? Ah! Ends up landing quite a bit lower. That's interesting. Can't remember if I ended up moving one of the eyes up or down because I think I may have. But either way, definitely looks like the outer corner of this eye could be a little further out. And I use the white pin here, so we're going to find out what happens when I try to erase away that white ink. I think it's kind of like leaving a rough patch on the paper. Okay, and then also to make sure that eyes are still lining up more or less, which is proven to be not super easy for me. I don't know if it's best to start with the pupil and work out from there, or the general shape of the cornea and pupil together. So in this eye, you've got the typical thing where the pupil is touching the top of the upper lid, but in order to get this line to, or this eye to line up with the eyes, I feel like it would need to be down. That will probably make him look crazy. But if it touches both, that might solve that problem. Although now it's way too big, but feeling my way in the dark here. Yeah, that looks incredibly crazy. So let's try. So in the sculpt, you can see there's definitely some area between the corner of the eye and the side of the cornea. So I'm going to try to preserve that, basically keeping the eye where it was before I erased it and added more length to the corner there. Yeah, see, that also looks wrong because it looks like somehow it looks like this eye is looking this direction, but this one is like burp, up that way. So that and that. So maybe the pupil does need to touch the bottom as well. My sculpture, this side, it's you know, I adjusted the eyes because I stuck these two sculptures that were done as separate renders together, and I've been trying to massage them in such a way that that works. And who knows, it may just be an impossible task. Yeah, this paper is starting to rebel. It does not like how many times I have erased and repressed in fairly hard lines over and over. I'm gonna step away for 2 minutes. I'll be right back and look at it with fresh eyes. So Bowmark's people have glittery, coppery skin. It's got little micro reflective cells just under the surface. So I always try to indicate that with broken up highlights like this. using Winsor & Newton Artist Watercolor. Wow, I think that's Darkness 777. It's hard to tell because the font is in dark purple on a black background. So, if I got your name wrong, I apologize for that. I'm just gonna call you Darkness until I hear otherwise. How's things going? Welcome to my busy, bustling stream. I wonder if one of the reasons I'm getting such low numbers recently is because I keep naming my stream with the word garbage in it. I should try changing that at some point. Oh, it's not your fault. That's just how my Streamlabs OBS is displaying your name. Or are you sorry that I was dumb enough to name my stream Garbage? Started a little heavy-handed there, didn't I? Torn between playing Sims or Guild Wars 1. Wow, that's an interesting contrast. I guess both let you play dress up. I've never played Sims, but I made a list of the games I would take with me if I was abandoned on a deserted island. And one of the games I put on that list was Sims, because I figured I'm gonna need to replace human connection somehow. And my idea for how to keep it interesting was I would create the same characters in The Sims and also in XCOM 2. And so I'd have The Sims leave to go to work, and then I'd play them in XCOM 2. And if they died in XCOM 2, you know, I'd have to kill them in The Sims as well. Probably not a great idea for one's sanity if you're trapped on a deserted island, but I thought that might be an interesting experiment to run. Been experimenting with doing different shaped highlights in the eyeballs. The default circle tends to work fine, and it's like safest as far as preserving expression, because I'm not really good enough to nail expression otherwise. But yeah, sometimes I'd like to just push it a little bit. And stuff does not want to stick to this page. I'm not sure why. If it's... Is it the graphite? Well, I put down ink from this pen, and I have a feeling that is like oil and water. Because yeah, I put a line on his lip here, and it got all broken up. I'm trying to kind of smooth it together and not having luck. Beauty of Sims for me is seeing where the story goes. Think it looks gorgeous? Well, thank you. I mean, in The Sims, you make your own story, right? I guess I don't know how it's evolved over the years. Can't have the highlight of the lip continue all the way over the bottom of the bottom lip. They added emoticons to them in Sims 4, which takes the Uncanny Valley aspect down a bit. Okay. So you can tell how they're feeling just by a little emoticon floating above their head or something. Makes them feel a bit more alive. Oh, they've got meters. Okay. Are you one of those players that makes your own friends and family in The Sims? Guessing that's the first thing I would do. Although when I do that in XCOM, I always feel bad when they die. Or they just turn out to be like totally incompetent and I stop using them. Leaving them on. Free will mode doesn't resort to a baby in the garden and a house on fire. Not anymore, anyway. Good. Good to know they're no longer suicidal. Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely feel awkward when they start doing awkward things that family and friends should not be doing or feeling. Alright, I think I'll call that drawing for now. So I'm going to take a quick bathroom break and then check out this here foam and the glue tests that we did last time. Okay, how did these fare? So this strip right here was done with, was glued down with Gorilla Wood glue. And now I shall see what happens when I try to pry it up. Comes up. Okay, so in the areas where the glue was thick, it seems to glue it down pretty darn well. Good to know, because that's a very cheap solution. Now this part here, you can kind of see this weird yellow foamy substance. And that is the water-activated Gorilla Glue. That's a heck of a lot more expensive. And it expands and leaves these ugly things that have to be cleaned up. So, I'm thinking I'm not a big fan of that. Okay, but there's this third option, which is foam board, caulking. So, I'm gonna try this on the rest of it. I went to the hardware store and I got a bunch of decorative gravel rocks, which I may be able to use for something or another at some point. Let's see, so I need a caulking gun. Oh yeah, I forgot to read the directions. Let's see. Doesn't really say how long it'll stay sticky for. It says to lay your tiles or whatever down immediately. So I guess I'll do it in a fairly thin-ish row. And then the way I approached it last time, which seemed to work pretty well, is I just take these pre-made sheets that I spent countless hours laboring over, break them into the more I can't word tonight, sorry. but they need to not be all the same size. They need to be varied. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. I don't know. Don't ask me what word I was looking for. I'll never tell. But the important thing is you don't want to just do the same size piece over and over again. Hi, Letha. Welcome to the super mega quiet stream tonight. I gotta remember next time to not name my stream with the word garbage in it. I don't know if that has an effect or not, but probably shouldn't do that. I know what I mean by it, but other people might take it literally. Yeah, dude was playing the last part of Tales of Berseria. It was intense, eh? Cool. Not as intense as putting 1 million tiles on a styrofoam sheet. I'll bet. You gotta remember to sometimes mix in these pokey outy ones. Yeah, styrofoam has a lot of just intrinsic emotional intensity Mom and I are going through the story in Guild Wars 2 again. I love Tybal. What's not to love about Tybal? He was eyeballing Queen Jenna's dress as something I could commission a friend to make for me maybe someday. Oh man, that would be rad. Wondering if this is gonna make painting difficult, because a lot of caulking doesn't accept paint very well. So what is Berseria about? Oh, I don't think I've even heard of that game. Are you just making it up? Okay, now I'm gonna see what happens. I've got these rocks. Red lava! Which, it seems to me, red lava should go in this awesome bucket that I got from the free table at work. I think this is the rock that Damon hates. Man, it's got awesome texture on it, which makes me feel like it would be great for rolling over the foam, getting nice crunchy texture in there. Although maybe not when it's before it's been before the stuff is dried. Okay, but the other stuff that I got. Just ridiculously heavy. marble chips. I thought I could use that to just kind of put on tiles while the stuff sets up. And I could put them in like sandwich bags maybe. I think that's what I'll do. I'm gonna grab some gallon bags real quick. You highly dislike that rock as well? Oh yeah, very painful to walk on. Impossible to rake up leaves without making a bunch of rocks with them. I mean, isn't that true with almost all rocks? I don't think the texture on these is going to be as great. But I was very impressed with how heavy they were. And they're just coated in this limey slush. They were outside. I think they'd been in the rain a lot. You get a spiral staircase at the new house. That's awesome. Can't wait to go on that spiral staircase. Now it spirals the correct way, right? So that, let's see, it needs to spiral to your left as you're going down. So that when attackers come up with their swords, they're with most of them being right-handed, it will be at a huge disadvantage. Alright, don't have enough out to just pour. We shall see. Yeah, you should definitely ask about that. If they try to sell you a spiral staircase that goes the wrong way, then you know they're probably planning on sieging your castle. I feel like that's a pretty nice, just even weight that can be spread across tiles. Okay, so I'm going to call it for tonight. So now we've done 3 different tests. I have different glues for these tiles, and I'm definitely going to try painting over all 3 of them just to make sure that there's no weird problems with that before I make a decision on how to glue down all the remaining tiles. So, yeah. Alright guys, thanks for joining me again. And I'll see you on, let's see, Sunday. Yes, because today is Wednesday. So Sunday. And have a good evening. Bye-bye. Bye, Letha. And everyone else. Bye.